live stream. It is Thursday, the 5th of February 2026, and it is coming up to 1 o'clock in the morning. So welcome to this live stream on Thursday, the 5th of February 2026, coming up to 1 o'clock in the morning. So this is just an update basically from the Peak Wildlife Park series I did. Now, as you know from last night when I did the stream, I announced on the stream that Peak Wildlife Park have got capybaras. Well, they sure have. They've got two, okay? And they are two female capybaras, mother and daughter. They are called Marmalade and Clementine, or Clementine, however you want to call it, okay? So the two capybaras at Peak Wildlife Park in Staffordshire that they have recently acquired a couple of weeks ago, their names are Marmalade and Clementine. They are also due two male capybaras at some point. I spoke to Amy, who works at the Peak Wildlife Park. She's on the entrance normally. She's in the ticket place where you go to scan your ticket. I've known her some time because of regularly visiting the zoo, but also she is a follower of my channel as well. And the first thing she said, which I found quite funny, was she says, I take it you're here to see the capybaras. And I says, how do you know? And she says, I read your message. So she's obviously one of the admins on the Facebook page, on their messenger, but also she knew I was there for the capybaras because she knows I've videoed at the zoo before, and I have also mentioned them in the past, because I know that Peak Wildlife Park did have them years ago when it was Blackbrook Zoological Park quite a few years ago before it went into administration and another family took it over. But they did have capybaras, but they got into fights and they had to get rid of them. But now they've got two capybaras, as I said, mother and daughter, called Clementine and Marmalade. So they are due two male ones. That's what Amy told me. And they're going to see how well they get on. Because, of course, then if they do get on, there will most likely be some additional capybaras, as in baby ones. So they'll probably get put in their own enclosure, because there are quite a few enclosures that are empty, particularly next to the tapirs, which is near where the capybaras are. There is an empty enclosure. They could get put in there. Again, there's other enclosures that they could use further on. Hello, Wayne. How are you? Wayne Stewart, how are you? So this is just an update when I visited Peak Wildlife Park earlier on the 4th of February, because last night when I was on the stream, I announced that Peak Wildlife Park in Staffordshire has acquired two new capybaras. Well, I went to see them, and they are lovely. I managed to get some good footage of them. In fact, the episodes are on the channel. I have yet to create the playlist, and I've got 4 live streams, well, of course, and this one, which will be a 5th one, to put on the channel as well. And of course, I've done over 70 video clips from Peak Wildlife Park as well. So they will also get put on because the capybaras feature on there. So, right, okay, well, they've got the two capybaras, Wayne, and they are in the same walkthrough as the wallabies. So the wallaby walkthrough had moved up to near the red squirrel walkthrough. It's a much larger enclosure than their previous one. They have still got wallabies in their other enclosure, their other walkthrough, but I'm presuming they will move them all into this particular one. But the capybaras are in the same walkthrough as the wallabies, because there is a big pond in there, and capybaras do like to go in ponds because that's what they do in their natural habitat. They've got webbed feet, which helps them to swim. So they go in there. They basically, it's like a natural habitat, as I said. So they go into ponds to basically get away from predators. So if they were out in the wild, which they usually are in South America, which is where they originate from, or any other places that they are in the world, they will generally go into ponds to get away from predators, such as jaguars, hyenas, or even bush dogs. They can attack them as well. I don't know where they came from. I did ask Amy, who works at Peak Wildlife Park, if she knows where they came from or how old they are. She doesn't know where they come from. The mum has got a little like gash on her face. Apparently, maybe she was injured. I don't know. But Amy said she was perfectly fine, and I'm sure it'll heal. Maybe some antibiotics. But they were perfectly healthy. They are mother and daughter, and their names are Marmalade and Clementine, or Clementine, however you want to call it. So that's the mum and daughter. So as I say, they are expecting two male ones to arrive at some point in the coming weeks. So basically to let them mate or see how they get on. And I did mention to Amy that, of course, Twycross Zoo have got 4 males over there. And, of course, I told her that I went to Tenerife and visited the Loro Park and saw the capybaras there, as well as the 4 baby ones that they had. And, of course, the reason I like capybaras, I said to her, is because of Cinnamon's escape from the Who Zoo a couple of years ago, where she made world news. And, of course, a book was published, and an animation is also released on YouTube as well, not by me, by the people that did the book, and you can watch it. It's basically the story of the book, but it just comes to life on the screen. But yes, so I'm really thrilled. Amy follows my YouTube, so she said when I got there, I take it you've come here to see the capybaras. And I says, how did you know? She says, because I saw your message. So she'd obviously watched a video or seen a post that I put saying, fantastic news, the capybaras are at Peak Wildlife Park. So yeah, their names are Clementine and Marmalade. So I've done some fantastic footage of them. I did a selfie as well, got them in the background. So you'll be able to see those. I don't need to renew the pass. I renewed that in September. My pass runs out on the 3rd of September this year. So I can get in free, which is the advantage. It was a bit chilly, so I did take my coat and put my scarf and gloves on as well. It was chilly, but at least the rain held off. I was able to also see the dwarf mongoose. I didn't see the tapirs. The dik-diks were out. Saw the giant rabbits. And of course the bush dogs. There was 9 of them, so they've had some more baby ones since I last visited. Because as I said in the video, in the intro video to the Peak Wildlife Park series, that they had, I wanted to basically give an update of my last visit, which was in December. So I didn't go in January last month because I went on holiday to Tenerife. So I decided to just leave it a month. But in an email that I received from Peak Wildlife Park in December after my last visit, said that they were acquiring 2 new animals, but they didn't specify what they were. So when I went onto their website on Tuesday night, what appeared on the screen straight away was new capybara walkthrough. And then I went onto the map and saw that the capybaras were there in the Wallaby area. So when I got to Peak Wildlife Park, on their current map, which Amy would have given me, it hadn't got them on, but she says, don't worry, I can give you a brand new map which has got them on. So she gave me that. And I also spoke to another girl called Liv, who works in the lemur enclosure. So I was talking to her, and I got her to have a look at my channel as well. So, you know, so it was nice to meet a couple of people, plus Sophie, who used to work where I work as well. I got to see her and have a bit of a catch-up. But generally, I enjoyed my little visit up to Peak Wildlife Park. I knew I wanted to go. Now I know that they're there. So it's not really difficult to get to. It's probably the easiest one for me to get to personally. I decided now to put Twycross Zoo on hold. I think, well, there's no point me going over there to see the capybaras when I can just go up the road about 15 miles and get to Peak Wildlife Park and see them up there. No, I didn't have any problems with the new check-in at Tenerife, because even though the machines were working, there was no fingerprints required. They just took a photograph, and then I still had my passport stamped. So again, that will still happen most likely until it's fully implemented on April the 10th. So again, I've got Mallorca coming up in about a month or so's time. I don't know what I'm going to expect in Palma Airport, because it is a lot bigger and it's a lot more busier. So it's a large airport, believe me, it's massive. It's like going into Heathrow, really. And you've got 2 parallel runways as well, one either side of the airport. So if you land on the left runway, the plane takes at least 10 minutes to get to its stand round the other side. So it is a bit of a trek, but I don't mind because I'm on holiday at this point. I'm going with Jet 2. I'll be going from East Midlands as well. So there will be some updates coming up for that, because I do plan to book the hotel at East Midlands again, the Leonardo. And of course the car park, like I did when I went to Tenerife, except it's a slightly earlier flight this time. Well, they will get up to speed, but again, things are still taking slow motion because of the new entry-exit system. But they've put the ETIAS on hold until 2027. So I don't have to worry about filling any forms in or paying any fees. It's just a matter of getting the passport stamped at the moment, but that will be phased out at some point anyway. Again, I don't know what Palma Airport's going to be like until I actually go out there the back end of next month. And of course, it'll be a lot closer to the date of April the 10th when I go to Mallorca. So again, I'll have to just wait and see. If I get fingerprinted and photographed, and then I don't get stamped in my passport, that's fine. But if I do still get stamped, I'm still going to do a video anyway, regardless of it. Plus as well, cruise passengers go over to Palma and also to Tenerife to join cruise ships at the moment with Morella. And so again, I don't know what it's going to be like. I cannot answer that question. So anyway, that's basically the update I'm giving at the moment regarding that, and also Peak Wildlife Park with going to see the new capybaras. So I will be uploading the clips at some point. It's going to take me a couple of hours to do. And I've got a few holiday ones left as well. I've still got another week at least of holiday ones to put on. So because of this Peak Wildlife Park series, it might be a little bit more delayed. Sometime this month as well, in a couple of weeks, it's a half-term holiday. So I do intend to go down to Rob Baston Animal Zone. Again, I've had no news of any additional animals down there. Again, I don't know until I get there. But I will go and pay another trip to Rob Baston because, again, I've got viewers of the channel that work there. And it's £9 to go in. There's plenty of free parking. And, of course, you don't have to book. You can just turn up and pay. So I'll be going down there, most likely in a fortnight's time, down to Rob Baston Animal Zone because it'll be open during the school holiday. And it's open every weekend 10 till 4, Saturday and Sunday. But because I work, that's a bit impossible for me to go. So I thought, well, you know what? I'll go in the half-term holiday. And that's another series to do this month. And then, of course, there'll be a bit of a break until March the 4th, when I will then be returning to the Churnet Valley Railway, because that reopens. So I'll be booking the ticket in for that in the next week or two as well. And it's £20 if you book it online, £22 on the day. So it's only a £2 difference. But that ticket is valid for both trains at 10:30 and 1:30. And, of course, there's plenty of parking. You can get off at either Consul or Cheddleton Station on either way. So you can go to one of the pubs. Or I'll just do the complete journey from Froggle up to the end and back again and have a drink in the tea room at Froggle and then just get back on the next train and go back up the line. So that'll be the plan. And then, of course, the anniversary of the channel will happen on the same day. So I'll probably do a special video specifically for that. And then it'll be getting ready for going to Mallorca at the back end of March. So in a couple of weeks' time, I should be able to do the online check-in with Jet2 and also to print the boarding passes off and get them on my phone as well. And then, of course, I'll be getting the Euros, booking the car park, booking the hotel, maybe booking an excursion out in Mallorca as well. Most likely doing the zoo safari. So, again, there'll be more animals coming up. So, I'm looking forward to these next few series, to be fair. But I'm glad I got to Peak Wildlife Park. I'm glad I got to see the capybaras. It was nice to go over there and see them. And I think quite a few people will have thought, oh, well, he's posted he's going to be going. I bet he goes tomorrow. Well, lo and behold, I went on Wednesday afternoon. And apparently the zoo is now open 10 till 5. Okay, I thought it was 4:30 because that's what the website said. But on the blackboard outside Peak Wildlife Park entrance, it says it's open 10 o'clock till 5, Monday to Sunday. So basically every day. And the prices for kids is £21.95 on the door. It's $24.95 for concessions, so pensioners basically, and $25.95 for adults. So basically £26. It's a couple of quid cheap if you book online, but again, the advantage is get the annual pass. It's $64.95 for the year. So basically, you are getting your money's worth by having the pass because you can visit every single month for 12 months. So if you went once a month, you're getting more than your money's worth, honestly. And if you live even closer to the Peak Wildlife Park, you can go every week if you want to. But again, you get free parking, you get 10% off in the shop and 10% off in the restaurant as well. So I did buy a couple of things. I bought a capybara keyring and a squeegee little toy of a capybara. So they've got quite a few capybara toys and things there, and a notebook as well, and pens and things. So, you know, they are making money. I understand. They have to. It's a business. But at the end of the day, they are doing very well. And it's really, really expanded. So if you've not visited Peak Wildlife Park Wayne, get yourself up there and go and visit it. Peak Wildlife Park is between Stoke-on-Trent and Ashbourne. So it's basically the other side of Leek. So it's just off the A52, A53 road. And if you're coming from like your area, if you're down in Wolverhampton area or the West Midlands, just basically head up towards you. Well, basically head from where you are to Penkridge, cut across Cannock Chase to Rugeley, head to Uttoxeter and head up towards Alton Towers. Basically follow the signs up for Alton Towers, carry on up the road to Elliston and then turn left and then you get to Wotton and the Weaver Hills. You stay on that road all the way to the end. and then you come to a junction where you turn left for Oakermore, you cut across there, and it takes you to the next junction, which is the A52, where you can turn left for Stoke-on-Trent and Ashbourne, and of course, if you go left and go down the hill through Weston, you'll end up in the Churnet Valley. You cut across there again, and you follow it to Leek, but before you get to the end of the road, it drops down quite a steep hill, and Peak Wildlife Park is on the left-hand side. But if you go on the website, there is a postcode, so if you put that in your sat-nav, I'm sure you can find it, or even type it on Google Maps. But it's no more than 20-ish minutes from here where I am, so if you're in the Staffordshire area, you're no more than within half an hour or an hour drive. It's well worth going to. There's plenty of parking, trust me, absolutely a massive car park. It's open every day, as I've said, 10 o'clock till 5 now. You can book the tickets online, and you can even purchase an annual pass and download it to your Apple Wallet or your Google Wallet on your phone, and then just scan the QR code. They'll scan it for you, and then you can also buy some wallaby food for $1.95, and also you can feed the cicadillas as well. They've got food there, and then you can just go and explore the zoo at your own leisure. So definitely pay a visit. Again, I'm going to put the link in the description under the video of Peak Wildlife Park as well, and also the link to the map so you can access that and have a look how big it is and where the capybaras are. Well, yeah, definitely go. It's open every day. I will be visiting Rob Baston Animal Zone during the February half term, which is a couple of weeks away. I've got to have my car MOT'd and serviced very soon as well, so I want to get that out of the way. That's been paid for because I haven't done it ATS. So that's done as well. Hello to you. I'm from the UK, and this channel is about travelling, cruising and sightseeing, hence the name on the title of the channel. So I've just done a series at Peak Wildlife Park in Staffordshire, where I'm from. So take a look at that. And of course, I do travel blogs, I go cruising, and I like to visit heritage railways, wildlife parks, go for walks, basically all aspects of travelling and getting out and about in the countryside, and of course jetting off on planes abroad to Spain, Croatia, and even on cruises. And I also give travel advice as well regarding your passports, etc., regarding the entry-exit system at airports, and anything else really to do with travel. I will cover it on my channel. So please take a look at it. Hit the subscribe button at CarlSmith25. Plenty more videos coming your way. So I will see you guys in the next video, as I've got some uploading to do now of Peak Wildlife Park. So yes, Wayne, get yourself up to Peak Wildlife Park at some point. And of course, Rob Baston when that opens as well. I have not been to Scotland before, but my dad has. In fact, he went last year and went up to Inverness. And not Inverness, Fort William, that's right, Ben Nevis area. So he went up there. I haven't been to Scotland yet. No, I've not been to the Lake District either. Again, that could be on my list of places to go, but I prefer the warmth. I'm sure Scotland is beautiful, and I know it is. But I will probably get up there at some point. I don't know when, because I'm more of an abroad person personally. But that's just my taste. But I've done city trips like to York before, which I need to do again. I've been to Lincoln, I've been to Chester, I've been to Shrewsbury, I've been to the Who Zoo, I've been to Chester Zoo. I need to do a series in Wales as well. I'd like to do a series in Ireland, to be honest, the Republic. Again, there's many places, and the Channel Islands, I'd love to get down there. But again, I'm more drawn to going abroad where it's warmer climates. The other week I was in Tenerife, so I visited the Loro Park and did loads of video footage there. Went to that zoo twice, one of 2 in the world with orcas. So again, take a look at the channel, take a look at the playlists. So I'm going to end the stream now because I've got lots of editing to do and lots of footage to upload. Thank you for watching. At CarlSmith25 to subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching, and good evening.